Right, Real Madrid are going for a record-extending 14th Champions League title when they take on Liverpool on Saturday. We've got Alvaro Montero with us to talk about their chances now. Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say, to you. Carlo Ancelotti, speaking to the media this morning. What's he been saying ahead of this final then?
Hi, Vicky. Good afternoon. Well, Carlo Ancelotti has been speaking a lot of time, 29 questions and 40 minutes in the Valdebebas press conference this morning in Valdebebas in Madrid. Many important things. For example, he said, and he recognized, obviously, Kylian Mbappé desire of the club to sign him, and he desires the player whatever it happens in the future, it says, okay, now we are not going to talk about him. We want to focus in the UEFA Champions League. He has answered also Mo Salah after saying Mo Salah that he preferred Real Madrid in the final than Manchester City. And Carlo Ancelotti said, okay, but it's not something to do with Salah. It's something to do with Liverpool. That remember what happened a few years ago in 2018. And also he remembered the famous 1981 final in Paris against Liverpool when Real Madrid lost. He has spoken about his players. If he's going to use, for example, Rodrigo or Fede Valverde, it seems that the Uruguayan football player is going to be in the lineup. And he's been quite funny and remember things from the past. And remember that when he arrived many years ago, and in 2014, he won the UEFA Champions League in Lisbon against Atletico de Madrid. And he left Real Madrid the very next year. He has arrived last summer, and the Casemiro, Toni Kroos, Karim Benzema, and these kind of players that were with him, he said that the most important thing for him and for the locker room is that he received and he has seen a humble locker room with many important players that has won a lot of titles for UEFA Champions League, for instance, 3 in a row, and they are extremely humble. And they are united, and they believe, or Carlo Ancelotti believes, he and his staff, that is the most important key to understand why Real Madrid has won the league and it's in the UEFA Champions League final.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's in good mood then. What about Eden Hazard then and Gareth Bale? They're fit, aren't they? Do you think they'll have a part to play in this game?
No, not really. He has spoken also about both of them, especially about Gareth Bale, which everybody knows is going to leave the club. If I have to bet, Vicky, I would say he's not going to play. But, you know, Carlo Ancelotti is one of those coaches that, for instance, with Rodrigo, said that sometimes it's not important to be in the lineup, but to play maybe the last 5, 10 or 15 minutes and become an important player and a key one. I will say it's almost impossible for Gareth Bale because Carlo Ancelotti do not count. I mean, he doesn't count on him. And with Eden Hazard, it happens something quite similar. With the most important thing is that Eden Hazard is fine for the club. He's going to stay. They want him to stay. He has no pain, as I've been told, in the last few weeks after the surgery in his leg. But I will say he's not fit enough to play. For course, not in the lineup, but maybe he's not going to have minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, as Carlo Ancelotti says.
OK, so you don't think Bale will take to the pitch. But, I mean, what will his legacy be then? As you say, you know, his contract expires at the end of June. How will he be remembered?
If you ask me, I will say there are 2 periods for Real Madrid fans. So, in the first period, for sure, he's a legend. We are talking about a player who has scored amazing goals, a lot of assists, even more than Ronaldo, I mean, the Brazilian striker. An important player in Real Madrid history. He has made goals like in Copa del Rey final against Football Club Barcelona in 2014. In Lisbon, everybody remembers Sergio Ramos' header, but also there was a header for 1-2 for Real Madrid thanks to Gareth Bale. And of course, those amazing goals in Kiev in 2018, especially with that volley against Liverpool. So I will say in the first period, a legend. After, it seems that he has been disconnected, and Real Madrid fans do not approve what had happened with Gareth Bale in the last 2-3 years. Even he went to Tottenham again. So I will say we have to difference between the first 3-4 years where he was amazing and the last 2-3 where he had not played as much as Real Madrid fans expected.
OK. One name that's sure to be the first one on the team sheet, Karim Benzema, scored 10 goals in his last 5 Champions League matches. How did Liverpool go about stopping him then?
We were asking, you were asking me exactly the same a few days ago when Real Madrid played against Manchester City, and my answer is going to be the same. It's unpredictable. Karim Benzema is in the best moment of his career. He's in shape. He's not only a good player that makes their teammates play, such as Modric, Casemiro, Toni Kroos in the midfield, but he has been an important captain. He's not the first captain, it's Marcelo, which is about to leave, but he has been a captain for Rodrigo, for Vinicius, and for these young players such as Camavinga or Fede Valverde that had arrived in the last years, and he's of course a reference and a leader. For instance, this morning he had said that Vinicius is not a normal player. He's a superstar and he is top 5 in the world. Maybe Karim Benzema do not believe this, because I guess there are 5 best players in the world than Vinicius, but it's a way of giving him confidence and saying him, I trust on you. So he's working as a captain, as a leader. And if you ask me, in the pitch, as we saw against Manchester City, against Paris Saint-Germain, or in Stamford Bridge, he has developed an amazing football because he's fit. He's thinner as he before, like 2-3 years ago, he was not as thin as he's now. And he's mentally extremely, extremely strong.
Yeah, he certainly is, isn't he? Just finally then, you mentioned it, Mbappe committing his future to PSG and not Real, of course. So who do you see them signing this summer instead of Mbappe?
It's a good question because as far as I know, Real Madrid wanted a different player, which is Tchouaméni from Monaco. It's an important player, but for the midfield, so nothing to do with a striker such as Kylian Mbappe. It is well known also, and Real Madrid recognized it, that Erling Haaland was an option because they liked him, but there was a problem. They didn't want to afford Erling Haaland signing. In the same summer, they were expected to do it with Kylian Mbappe. So if you ask me for a name right now as a striker, I have to recognize that I have no clue. Many people here in Madrid, especially Real Madrid fans, obviously, believe that it's the moment for Robert Lewandowski, who has recognized his agent, his former agent, yesterday has recognized that Real Madrid was his desire and his target, his objective for the future. But now with 34 years old and with this moment of Karim Benzema, with good moment of Rodrigo, Vinicius, and hoping Eden Hazard stays and makes a good season next year, I will say it's almost impossible Robert Lewandowski right now. But, with Real Madrid, and especially in this moment where they are a little bit angry after what had happened with Kylian Mbappe, I would not say it's impossible for sure.